Hi everyone, and welcome back to Insurelytics. In today's video, I'll show you one of the most powerful but underrated Excel features: how to bring data directly from a website into Excel. No more copy-paste, no messy tables. Let's jump straight into Excel and see how it works. Alright, here we have a blank Excel workbook, ready to pull in some live data from the web. I also have the Wikipedia page open. This one is the list of 2025 Atlantic hurricanes. I'll just scroll down for a moment so you can see the data we're after. Right here near the bottom is the table that lists every named storm, with columns for when it formed, how long it lasted, its peak winds, pressure, and even the damages. That's the table we'll bring straight into Excel. We can see 13 systems in total. So let's switch back to Excel. And from here, I'll go up to the Data tab. Within the Get Data options, I'll click on Get Data from Web. A small window appears asking for the web address or the URL, so I'll just paste in the same Wikipedia link we were looking at a moment ago, and click OK. Excel will now connect to that page, which can take few seconds, and scan for all the tables it can detect. Once that's done, you'll see a list of tables appear. On the left-hand side, you'll see them listed as Table 1, Table 2, Table 3, and so on. I'll click through a few previews until I find the one that matches the hurricane list we just saw. But there's also this section called 2025 North Atlantic Tropical Cyclone Season Statistics, and that looks like the one we need. Let's take a quick look. Yeah, that matches the summary we saw earlier, 13 systems. Once we've found it, instead of loading it straight into Excel, we'll click Transform Data. That opens Power Query, where we can clean it up before importing. Alright, now that Power Query is open, we can see the raw table that Excel pulled directly from Wikipedia. You'll notice the columns are just labeled Column 1, Column 2, and so on. That means Power Query hasn't recognized the headers yet. To fix that, I'll go up to the Home tab and click Use First Row as Headers. That instantly replaces those generic column names with the actual headers from the first row. We now have storm name, dates active, max winds, pressure, and so on. Now I'll scroll across to the right, and here you can see a couple of empty columns, column 10 and column 11, both completely filled with null values. Since they don't contain any useful data, I'll go ahead and delete them. You can do that by right-clicking the column header and choosing Remove Columns, or by selecting both, pressing Ctrl button, and then select the two columns. Next, use the Remove Columns button on the toolbar. Once that's done and everything looks tidy, I'm happy with the structure, so I'll click Close and Load to bring this cleaned table into Excel. It might take a few seconds for the data to load, and that's it. We successfully extracted the table from Wikipedia, and it's now fully loaded into Excel. Now that we've successfully imported the hurricane table from Wikipedia, let's try the exact same process, but this time on a completely different website. This method isn't limited to Wikipedia, it works with almost any web page that contains a structured table. So for our next example, we'll use the UCL Countries and Regions directory. I've already got the page open here in my browser. You can see it lists countries and regions that UCL works with around the world. As I scroll down, you'll notice the page shows two tables, which is basically just the countries and regions list split into two. The first table contains the first half of the countries, and the second table continues the list. We'll import both of these into Excel in one go, clean them up just like we did before, and then load them as separate tables. Let's switch back to Excel and start the process. From the Data tab, I'll click Get Data, then from Web, paste in the UCL link, and hit OK. Excel will now connect to the UCL page and scan it for any tables it can find. On the left side of the Navigator window, you'll see the two tables we want. To bring them in together, make sure you tick the option that allows importing multiple tables at once. Select Multiple Items, then select Both, and click Transform Data so we can clean them. Excel will process the queries. That opens up Power Query Editor, and we can see both tables listed here on the left-hand side of the screen. Let's start with the first one. The data looks fine, but the column names are still sitting in the first row. So I'll promote that row to headers to fix the structure before we continue. And to do that, within the Home tab, just click Use First Row as Header. Now I'll click the second table and do the same. Promote the first row so we have proper column names. Once both tables look clean, we're ready to load them. I'll go to the Home tab and then choose Close and Load. Give Excel a few seconds to process the import. When it finishes, it creates two separate tabs, one for each half of the countries list, as you can see. We now have both tables from the UCL site imported directly into Excel, clean and ready to use. So that's it. You now know how to extract web data in Excel using Power Query. Thanks for watching, and I'll see you in the next tutorial. Like and subscribe to the channel.